Yo, 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 it's the NOC, the Nerds of Color, your boy Kuyapi, and I'm super excited to be here with a trio of amazing directors, creators of the second season of Short Circuit that's coming out on August 4th. Thank you, Ryan Green, Liza Rhea, and Frey. You guys are such a delight, man. I really and truly enjoyed all three of your films. My first question out the gate, what was it like having your ideas accepted with this program? And what was the first things you all individually did once you found out that, hey, we're making your film?
Sure. Well, I just remember getting that email and just, feeling like, oh, wow. I got selected. It's like the feeling of like winning the lottery. And then the anxiety just starts coming in waves. And then I just remember just thinking like, I need to have this. I didn't look up this yet. I don't know the exact style. And I just had to go like take a nap.
Awesome. Liza, how about you?
Well, when they told me, it was at the time it was a secret because we couldn't tell anyone else. So I had to just keep a very straight face walking around the studio, but then went to my car and like freaked out.
I feel that. Jakob, and you just recently moved here 5 years ago.
So for me, it was also like a roller coaster of emotions because at first you're really excited and you're like, wow, I can't believe I got selected, especially after submitting ideas for the last rounds as well. So I've done it for a few years, and then finally being accepted was really exciting. But then also immediately the fear comes in. You're like, oh my God, now I really got to show what I could do and just use my time wisely and be prepared and everything. And then it's just like this roller coaster of emotions going into it.
I love it. Again, I truly enjoyed your films. And to me, kind of like an overarching thing with all three of your projects was kind of like the elements of time. And especially because we're in a pandemic, we're really focused on our time. With you, Ryan, in your film with Crosswalk, it reminded me to stop rushing myself. With you, Liza, you told me to live in the moment. And with Jakob, you made me cry and just make every moment count. But just all of them dealt with time in a way. Could you share, maybe why you went with that particular story when you got this opportunity? Liza, ladies first. Let me lead back off with you.
Sure, thank you. So this was actually based on a real moment that I had on a bus going to school. In England, you get sort of public bus. There's no school bus. So it's full of strangers, going to work, going to school. And the usual general consensus is like, don't make eye contact, just go about your day. And everyone was kind of like bogged down with the weight of the world. And one day someone smiled at me and it really resonated with me, just that simple act of kindness that I felt like that's something that I would like to pay forward. And so I really wanted to depict that idea in this short.
I love that. Yeah, we're always weighed down and we just got to learn to live and smile. And thank you for that. And I love your nickname, The Smiler, and it's appropriate seeing your face right now. Ryan, you were at a Crosswalk and amazing. I love that we got that little bit of information right before your short. Can you again expand upon that and choosing this story of all stories?
Well, it's interesting hearing your observations on the time, because I wanted to do like what was basically a mundane story that we experience every day, but then try to pull the lens back and just put it in a perspective that had a little bit of a different framing, and it's that evolutionary framing with the 2D intro that leads into the CG portion of my short. So I like that you picked up on the time aspect of it.
Definitely. And again, we got to stop rushing. We got to chill out. I find myself always keeping myself busy. I'm sure that's all of us as creators, as animators, filmmakers. We're always in a rush, but live in the moment. Jakob, again, as a former military serviceman, going back home, seeing things change, that your short probably really hit me the most because I've lived through that. And then yours brought me to tears when, spoiler alert, that we see the mother and father, but then it's just the mother. Can you again share how you came up with that concept and the personal touch for you?
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. It's really based on the similar experience that you have been going through. I come from a small town in Germany. I live across the ocean in Los Angeles, and the gaps in between my visits of going home have grown and grown over time. So it's just like a few months or a year, and during those visits, it's just really weird because you say I'm going home, but then when you're there, you're like, wait a second, this didn't used to be there. And all these like little tiny changes in the environment that really make you question, is this still home to me? And it's now that place that I'm coming from really the thing I consider home. That was one part, but then ultimately it's really about one of my biggest fears, and that's the reason why I'm traveling home. It's because I want to see my family. And one day I won't be traveling home anymore simply because those people have vanished. And it's just like a fear that I live with every day or every time I come home. And because the change isn't just in the environment, it's also in the characters that you visit. And so that's really the inspiration behind it. And it was really great seeing people who joined the program, the project, to share their own stories of that experience with me.
Again, I truly loved it, and I felt so connected at the end because I'm my wife and I, we have a daughter, so that ending kind of just like really hit home that, you know, life will still move on, and I can't thank you enough for just expressing that with the medium. For all of you guys, what was some challenges or lessons learned now that you've been granted this amazing opportunity? It's out there in the world. We're all going to digest it. What have you learned, and what was some of the challenges moving forward, and where can we see you going forward? I know that's a lot there.
Well, I just remember going into it and thinking that I had to have all the details figured out up front. You know, I knew what the story and the concept was, but I hadn't fully had the look down. And I was amazed that, like, committee by committee, or, you know, like team by team, as I went down through the pipeline, each of them had just like great experts that have done their job so many times, and they knew every in and out, that they were able to advise me on options and what would be best. And so I just really started leaning on my teams, and I feel like I didn't anticipate that was the way the process would go. I thought I had to have all the answers up front. So I thought that was really eye-opening in this experience.
Excellent. Liza, how about you?
Well, actually, similar to the message in my film, I found that bringing a good energy to a group when you're leading a group really has a trickle-down effect. You know, like everybody starts to have this good vibe about them. And so I kind of saw that people were just bringing their best to the table because they were kind of enjoying themselves. So I really want to keep that energy for, I would love to direct again. I mean, I'm hoping Disney, please. But yeah, so to just, you know, to lead with compassion.
I love it. And Jakob, and how about you?
Yeah, for me, it was really interesting to just have the luxury of such a big team with such amazing artists on your project. And then just, you have your own vision of a project, but all these artists are so willing to just bring their own ideas to the table and alleviate your short film, and really just opening up those opportunities for them, and really just like letting yourself surprise also what the artists add to your project. Because there were so many instances where I had an idea about a shot, but then once they animated it, it was like there were all these like little nuggets in it that I didn't expect, and it just made the project so much richer.
Excellent. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Congratulations. I can't wait to see where you're going to explore and deliver even more. I hope all the best for you. I'm going to throw air horns over this because I'm celebrating. Thank you so much for giving us this art. I love it. You're going to hear this in the final cut when my interview posts up. But you guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Disney. Appreciate you guys. Ryan Green, Liza Rhea, Jakob Frey, Kuyapi, the Nerds of Color. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Patrick.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Wait.